Okay, so we'll start. I see someone asking if there will be a recording of the webinar. So yes, that's the case. We will publish it on the website and we will give you the link where to find it, as well as the slides. Yes, also, if you could all turn off your webcam, we usually do that so the connection is better since we're a lot of participants. And mute your microphones as well. So welcome everyone and thank you for joining. So this is the webinar on the IMPACT EdTech project on the first open call, which is open now, which will close on the 30th of June. I am Lucie, I'm a project manager in FundingBox, who's one of the partners in this project. And here with me are my colleagues Maria and Belen, who will also help me in answering questions at the end. And also Adina from European Schoolnet, who's the coordinator of the project. So we'll try to go to the next slide. Okay. So, as I told you, the IMPACT EdTech is a European funded project. We are 3 partners working on it. The coordinator is European Schoolnet. They're a network of education ministries in Europe. We have EdTech Accelerator, our other partner. They are specialized in acceleration methodology and mentoring programs for startups. And FundingBox, so where I'm working, we're specialized in open call management and cascade funding. So redistributing funding from the European Commission to startups. So the objective of the IMPACT EdTech project is to establish a startup incubator accelerator that will help in total 42 European innovators, so SMEs. During the duration of the project, there will be 2 open calls. So one is this year and the other one will be next year. So what we're offering to the participating startup is to come with a promising prototype. And if they're selected, we're offering them financial support and then a 2-stage program. The first stage being the incubation to validate the prototype, and the other one, the acceleration to commercialize the product. And at the end of this program, they should have a viable product to enter the market. Now, specific objectives is therefore to provide equity-free financial support to the selected startups. They can get up to 195K and the 9-month incubation program. So in terms of timeline, we have the first open call of this year, which is currently open since April 6th and will be open until the end of June. After this, we will select 38 startups who will be called to a jury day in which they will have to pitch their solution. And at the end of this pitch in Madrid, we will have we will go to stage 1, in which 21 solutions will be selected. So stage 1 is the incubation program, which is for the validation of the MVP, the minimum viable product, and this will last from October this year until January next year. At the end of the stage 1, we will then select 11 startups from the 21 previously selected to move to stage 2, the acceleration program, which will last 5 months and which will be focused on commercializing your product and bringing it to the market. So as you may have seen, if you already checked the application form, we are asking applicants to choose between 2 strands. Strand A being the school EdTech solutions, so anything related to formal education from early childhood until the end of high school. And strand B is EdTech solution for any age group and or level of education. So it's more focused on informal education and university. And for both strands, inside both strands, there are the same 3 challenges that applicants have to choose as well. So the first one is inclusive education. So how does your solution target vulnerable groups, such as migrants, students with special needs, etc. The second one is personalized learning. So how do you adapt the teaching to the profile and the skills and the needs of the learner? So this can be based on, as written on the screen, artificial intelligence, learning analytics, or other technologies. And the last one is skills development. So if you are selected after your application has been evaluated, you will move to stage 0. Stage 0 is actually just a pitch training. So you will have one day where you will be trained on how to pitch. And the next day, you will need to pitch your solution in front of the selection committee. 38 selected startups will be invited to this pitch, and there will be 1,800 euros that will be given to those startups. As I said before, out of those 38, and at the end of jury day, 21 will be selected to move to stage 1. Stage 1 will start by a bootcamp in Madrid, which will be a 4 days business bootcamp in which you will be matched with your mentors. You'll meet your mentors. You will work on your individual mentoring plan, which is kind of a roadmap of what you will have to achieve during the 4 months of the incubation program. It will include deliverables and KPIs that you will have to achieve. And at the end of these 4 months, you will have an MVP live testing that will be done in the future classroom lab that is located in Brussels. It's been developed by the coordinator of the project, European SchoolNet, and it's a physical lab that allows to test new pedagogies and new technologies in the field of education. And of course, the equity-free funding, which is 85,300 euros, including 10,000 euros of vouchers. The vouchers can be used for these different uses, but there is vouchers for business mentors, vouchers for digital learning mentors, vouchers to work with teachers, vouchers to have access to school facilities, and vouchers to talk to B2C experts if you're in Strand B. Yes, at the end of stage 1, and after the testing in the future classroom lab, the selection committee will then select the 11 companies that will move to stage 2. So the selection will be based on the testing of the solution, if it's been successful, and on the KPIs, if they've been achieved or not, and the deliverables that were planned in the individual mentoring plan. So stage 2 will last 1 month more than stage 1, so 5 months. And again, you will have a bootcamp where you will meet your mentors, etc. You will work on another individual mentoring plan. You will have, of course, training activities, mentoring, and the difference with stage 1 is that, well, the mentoring will be much more focused on actual business and commercialization, and you will have piloting. So for Strand A, the piloting will take place in schools with teachers. And for Strand B, it will take place either in a sandbox or in a real-life environment, depending on the solution. The difference also with stage 1 is that at the end of stage 2, you will actually be able to meet with the investors. And to do this, there's also equity-free funding. So this is a lump sum of 100,000 euros, including 20,000 euros of vouchers. And yes, the vouchers are the same ones as in stage 1. In terms of payment, so as I said, for stage 0, it's a grant of 1,800 euros for the attendance to the jury day. And for stage 1, 40% will be the initial payment, which will be paid after your individual mentoring plan has been validated with the mentors and the selection committee. And then the 60% remaining will be paid at the end, if the KPIs and deliverables have been successfully completed. And for stage 2 is the same process as stage 1, except the first payment is 50% and then the second payment is 60% as well. 50 and 50, sorry. So who can apply? So only startups and SMEs can apply, so no public organizations, no universities, no NGOs, only startups and SMEs. So SMEs in the definition of the European Union is less than 250 employees and less than a turnover of 50 million per year. If you don't have your SME set up right now, you can submit your application already describing your team. You must be at least 2 individuals in your team. And if you're selected, then you will be asked to formally set up your company before entering the program. Your company should be set in Europe and Horizon 2020 associated country. So you can find a link on the guide for applicants. And one thing also we would like to highlight is that this is an incubation program, so very early stage products. So if your product is already been tested in operational environment, it's already been commercialized, then we will not be able to help you in this program because we are actually trying to validate MVPs and to develop MVPs and then to commercialize them. So we're asking for solutions that are at least 5 and no more than 7 technology readiness level. What technologies can you use? This is described in the guide of applicants as well. So this list is non-exhaustive. They're just really examples. So if your technology is different than the ones that are written here, don't worry. But yes, artificial intelligence and data analytics, educational technology for special needs, hardware-based device can be also for special needs, for deaf students, blind students, for example. Yes, new assessment model tools, virtual exploratory learning environment, blockchain technology, such as blockchain certified courses, gamification, solutions that aim at tackling the privacy and data protection in the use of digital learning, and virtual and augmented reality power solutions. The application, I don't know if you have already get the chance to look at it, but you can have information about the project on our website, impactedtech.eu, and then you will find a link there for the online application, which is at impactedtechfundingbox.com. You can also access it directly. So as you see, there are 10 sections in the application. So section 1, basic information about your company. Section 2, I think someone has unmute their mic. I hear some noise. Okay. Section 2 is the description of your solution. So what do you offer? And then excellent. In excellence, we will ask you to describe the needs that you have identified, what problem you intend to solve, and how the description of your solution will help solve these needs. Also, we will ask the description of the technology and how your solution is innovative. In the 4th section, the impact one, we will ask you to define your target group and what impact you expect to have on this group, and also the potential commercial impact of your solution, so kind of a market study. In the section 5 implementation, we actually want to check the capacity of your team to implement the solution that you've described in the other sections. And then in the section 6, transversal criteria is actually will not be graded by evaluators, but it will help in case of ties. So transversal criteria are 3 criteria: the social impact, what social impact will your solution have, how your solution is supporting innovation, and how your solution is providing equal opportunities for learners. So this is not graded, but can be used in case of ties. And then the last sections are more about the ethics, the declaration of honor, and the GDPR. Concerning the evaluation process, so the first step is obviously the submission. So you will have the link where you can do it, and then we will have the eligibility check. So are you an SME or at least a team of 2 people? Has the submission been done in English? Is the SME located in a EU country or Horizon 2020 associated country, etc., etc. You have, of course, all the eligibility criteria in the guide for applicants. Concerning the evaluation, we will have 2 independent experts per proposal. So not part of the project. There will be experts coming from outside. There will be 2 per proposal, and in case there is a high difference of scoring on the same proposal, we will have a 3rd evaluator. Then we should have a list of the 38 most with a higher score. They will be presented to the consensus meeting, and then the selection committee, which is partners plus 3 external experts, will make their choice on the final selected ones. Then there will be the mini grant signature for the small amount of people selected company to go to the jury day. And after the jury day, there will be again a selection, as I mentioned before, and you will be asked to sign the funding support for third parties agreement, and then you will move to stage 1. At the end of stage 1, there will be the filtering process I mentioned before to move to stage 2. I see there are questions on the chat, but we will answer them, all of them, at the end, which we are almost at the end actually. Important links. So as I said, you can find more information about the project on our website. It's impactedtech.eu. The application on impactedtech.fundingbox.com. We also have, in FundingBox, we have a community tool, which we are using in this project for the help desk and the Q&A. So you can go there and ask your questions, you will get an answer. If you prefer your question to not appear on the community and just contact us, you can use the contact email at contact@impactedtech.eu. And all the useful documents are on the application page. So if you go to impactedtech.fundingbox.com, you will see there the apply button and also the link for the documents. Yes, and that's it. So thank you very much for listening to me. And now we will move to the questions part. So yes, please use the chat because I see we are a lot of participants, so it's better to use the chat so we don't speak all at the same time. And yes, I will now answer your questions. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. We will have about 30 minutes of questions. So I will start now by the first questions. Okay, will we have access to the presentation slides after the webinar? Yes, so it's being recorded by my colleague and it will be uploaded on the application page and as well as on the website. We will send you the link as well. Yes, I see that Maria already answered you. Alastair, my audio was not working at the start of the presentation. How many proposals are selected for the initial pitch days? That's 38. 38 proposals. We have a question from Paula. Who should attend the project? So I'm guessing you mean who should attend the pitch. Yes, it's not necessarily the CEO. You can decide internally who you would send to the pitch day. Does the score from the independent experts has any effect on the decision on jury day? No, the score from the independent expert has an effect to be selected for the jury day, of course, but then it will mainly be your pitch presentation that will make the selection committee decide. And obviously, yes, your initial application will be taken into account. But yeah. Okay, then we have a question from Rebecca regarding technology readiness level. The guideline states the following. Yes, this does not relate to acceptance of project. Yes, so as I said, your TRL level should be between 5 and 7. Aiming at achieving 9, but if your TRL is already 9, then there is not really a point in participating. James, can you please cover if we have traction and tested the product? Are we out of the running? If you have tested the product, no, but if you have already tested it in an operational environment with real users and you are commercializing it, that would be TRA, that would be already too high for the program. Robert, are Jury Day members independent or IMPACT EdTech members? There will be external and also internal jury members. Rebecca, are the solutions with TR7 considered? Yes. Michele, as the project has to achieve all the challenges or just focused on one of them? No. You should not aim to achieve all the challenges. You should choose one. If for some reason your solution happens to tackle several of them, then you should choose one and then you can explain better the application. Paolo, who should attend the program? Okay, same thing. Yes, it doesn't have to be the CEO. You can decide internally who would be best suited to do the mentoring, the bootcamps. Yes. Alaya, about the 3 challenges, do we have to choose one of them or explain how the solution can answer them? Yeah, that's the same question. You have to choose one of them. So you choose one strand and then you choose one challenge. We do not expect that the solution can tackle all 3 challenges. Then we have a question from Eva. Following what criteria we should choose our strand in case our solution is applicable for both schools and upper education and adult education? So you should have to choose a strand and you cannot apply it twice. So yes, you should choose the strand that you think best applies to your case, and then in your application you can develop it and explain that it's also applicable to other contexts. But yes, you have to check also in the guide of applicants. We describe the pilots that will be implemented for each strand. So for strand A, you will have pilot in schools with teachers. For strand B, it will be different. So it's important that you check also those aspects because the mentoring will not be exactly the same for both strands. Also, to what extent the B2B or B2C is important for the choice of the strand? If you're selling your product to schools, you should choose strand A. If you're selling to products to individuals, you should choose strand B. Paolo, is it necessary that the CEO takes part in the bootcamp? No. Marina, can schools from Serbia participate? I don't have the list of Horizon 2020 associated countries by memory.
I can confirm, Lucie, that Serbia can participate. It's in
thank you. Okay, thank you, Belen. David, what does equity-free mean exactly? It means that the project that's giving you the funding will not own any part of your company, so it's totally equity-free. So it's not an investment that means that there will be owning of shares by the project or by the commission or any other parties. And can we participate in an EIC Phase 11 grant while on a tech project? You cannot participate in any other acceleration program while you're participating in the EdTech Impact program. From Ines, could companies that prepare adult students for competitive examinations apply? Adult students for competitive examination. I would say yes, but maybe we'll ask Belen to confirm.
Yes, maybe it will be a question more for Adina regarding the in-scope of the
yes, but
the solution.
Yeah, thanks, Belen. Adina here. Indeed, it depends on the type of solution you offer, but exactly. From the brief description you are offering right now, I would say yes. but it will depend a lot on how your solution fits the open call. For adult students, it seems like a solution for strand B.
Exactly, it's a solution for strand B, and for sure for us, you will need to choose and explain in detail how you will address one of the 3 challenges that Lucie was explaining before. So we tend to say yes, that we need to also maybe have more information to see if you will be totally, say, applicable for this type of call.
Okay, thank you, Belen and Adina. Hussein, what if the startup is a bit advanced, but they're launching a new EdTech project that matches the eligibility criteria? So it's the technology readiness level of the solution, not the startup. David, our solution is aimed at learning skills that are relevant for everyone, but we focus on applying our solution to schools first. Which term would be applied for? Yeah, I would say in this case term A.
Yes, I can confirm. If you are looking to apply your solutions to school, it seems that strand A is the most fitting for your solution needed.
After the pitch, the 21 selected team must stay in Madrid for extra 4 days or remotely. If possible, this will be physical, not remote, and this will not be directly after the pitch. So you can go home in between, but yeah, it would be a 4 days physical bootcamp if possible. Neil Hoskins, can a project be taken from a core product developed for consumers, but no new version calibrated for education is developed from that sum of that core? Again, it's the technology readiness level of the solution that's taken into account. So if your new solution, although it's taken from an already commercialized one, is new, and if you can justify that, yeah. Philip, I know that EU countries are noted in the documents, but in light of current challenges, can you confirm that UK companies can apply? So it's stated in the guide for applicants, UK companies can apply. Michaela, hi, what if the startup is advanced for an incubation? If it's too advanced, it would not be relevant because you wouldn't gain anything from the training and from the incubation program. James, we have sales in the basic product. We are working on adding AI for greater scale, therefore it's a different level of product. Yeah, same answer I gave before. You would have to describe it in application form, but again, yeah, it's really aimed at very early stage products and solution. Ziad, if you're creating a new product that reuses, that's a question I've already answered too, I think. If a company is just done with this Kickstarter and the first products are being sent out for a beta testing phase with this, so it's I think the same question. Yeah, I don't know, Belen, if you can help me maybe explicit a bit better this part. Belen, if you're speaking, you're muted.
Sorry, I was muted. Yes, I think we have already tackled this. You can apply if you have already tested your product. Even it will depend also on the TRL level you have and how you tested it. We can, in any case, accept your application here. I don't think it's too advanced if you are beta testing. But again, more than TRL 7, we are not accepting because the program will make no sense. It's not an acceleration program; it's an incubation acceleration. So it's an hybrid program, and we need solutions that need to be tested in operational, real operation environments. So.
Yeah, thank you, Belen. Next question from Laura. I'm part of a school that works on skill enhancement for adult people. Do we have to propose an innovative solution, or can we join with our current courses? You have to justify in the application how your solution is innovative. So this is one of the selection criteria, and this will be scored by our evaluators. Can UK companies participate? Yes, they can. Will you select equal startups from both strands? I'm not sure I understand. Equal startups.
No, I think you, maybe Barbara, you are meaning equal number of startups for both strands. It's not strictly defined to us. It will depend on the quality of the proposals. So we may, the idea is of course to have not the same number of startups for both strands, but similar number of startups for both strands. But it will depend again on the quality of the proposals that we received for the jury to decide how many startups we will have on strand A or on strand B.
Thank you, Belen. Next question. Can the presentation be sent to us afterwards, as it would be great to share with other team members to discuss what applied? Yes, we will upload it and we'll send the link to our participants. Erwin, can we enter with an education tool for the exercise sports part of the school program? I would say yes. Maybe Adina can answer. Adina, maybe you don't see this question because it was sent in private, but it's saying, can we enter with an education tool for the sports part of the school program?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Michele, if a team is selected and attend every phase, is there any case in which it won't be funded or the full amount you exposed? I read every funding is up to. The only way that you will not get the full funding is if you don't reach the KPIs and the deliverables that are that will be defined with you at the beginning of the mentoring program with your mentors. Alexi, does the company have to have an employee already? You must have a team of 2, whether it's an employee, a partner. You must have you must be at least 2 people, and this is at application stage.
And one of them working full time, just to also clarify, because it's not only 2, but one of them should be working full time for the project, and this is for us crucial, and you are not eligible if you don't have one employee working full time for the project.
Yeah, thank you. And Eva, sorry, I would like to clarify what if we would like to sell to vet centers working with adults, for example. Is it strand A or strand B? I would say it's B, but I will ask Adina.
Yeah, I think it depends a lot. I'm not. I can't give you an answer because I'm not fully understanding the product. I will have to, say that you need to check the guide for applicants and make sure you select the most relevant strand for you. Yeah. In principle, it can be either if it's for vocational education and training. It's relevant for strand A. If it's for vocational education, which goes beyond the K-12 level, then maybe it's more relevant for strand B. But it depends a lot on your type of project.
Okay, Alastair. Before we submit the proposal, are we able to have a one-to-one chat? No, we do not provide one-to-one chats. Sorry, so only those webinars and the Q&A. All the questions that are asked now, they will be updated in our Q&A list, which you can find on the website and on the application page. There's also the contact. I will show you again here, contact@impactedtech.eu, which we answer your questions, but we do not provide one-to-one chats. Janus, how do you define a new idea product? Well, the innovativeness of the product, of the idea, is that it's not been implemented so far. Yes, David, if the project solution is new within an established SME that is already trading. So I think you're asking again about the TRL level. So we're considering the TRL level of the solution you're applying for. Yes. I'm not sure I answered your question, but yeah, if not, you can ask again. Carlos, how many people should be present in the 4-day bootcamp? I think it's 1 per company, but Adina, maybe you can confirm.
Yes, I think so. I think you're right, Lucie.
Okay. Stefano, I lost audio for a moment. I didn't listen to your answer to Laura. Okay, let me find her question again. Laura. Okay, I am part of a school that works on skill enhancement for adult people. Do we have to propose an innovative solution, or can we join with our current one? Your solution has to be innovative. I have to find where I was. Okay, done. We are a startup with already a product, revenue, etc. We are building a side project that fits very well with the program. Can we still apply? Do we need to form a new company? So again, we're not talking about the TRL of the startup, but of the solution. Is it possible to use budgets to outsource parts of the software development? No, there is a subcontracting that's allowed, but the development should be done by your technical team or your technical person.
Yes, just to add something to Lucie's answer, David, you should demonstrate the capability of your team to execute the solution properly. So it will depend, of course, on the amount of the budget that Lucie says. We have something for subcontracting, but you should demonstrate that you are capable as a team to develop the solution by yourself. Okay. Hope that complemented the answer. You're welcome.
Alex, just to clarify, the full-time employee has to be employed already by June 30. Yes, at application stage, you should have already a team of at least 2 people. It doesn't have to be an actual employee. It can be as well your partner. Yeah, so we don't need an employment contract, but yes, you should demonstrate that you're a team of at least 2 persons. Ziad, can we contact you at contact if we want to check eligibility of ID before filling in the application? Yes, but what we will do is just check the guide for applicants, the eligibility criteria, and answer you according to that. So you can check yourself, but if you have a doubt, of course, yes, you can contact us for that. Alastair, if you have an additional proof of concept MVP project that is currently on the go, that is related to the overall EdTech team, but not to the same hypothesis, is it okay to have 2 proof of concept running at the same time? If possible, I would ask Belen here.
Well, I don't think I got your question. Maybe you can specify further and we can get back to it at the end, but I think you will work just on one MVP to validate one MVP.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes, we
okay,
can.
Cool. I was basically just going to say there's a project that we're looking for proof of concept funding for, which is focused on female founders and BAME founders and how we can better shape their success rates through technology. That's one proof of concept. A second would be basically how you can use gamification to improve the success of founders or as a whole, if that makes sense. So
but they are 2 different. Sorry, but they are 2 different solutions you are proposing.
Yeah, they're different solutions, but they would basically be built into the same piece of technology or the same product at the end. But we need to solve different parts of the puzzle. So they're different aspects of a bigger picture that we want to get to. So I just wonder whether
for you would be only one project, let's say.
Yeah,
you will fill in one application.
Yeah, but sure. So, for example, the other proof of concept is not with you guys. It's with a visual arts organization. So I just wonder whether two projects which have an end goal of being in the same thing, but are different proof of concept projects, are okay.
No, I see. Well, the thing is that I don't know. We can check internally and let you know. But for us,
okay.
you know, you are just working on one MVP development that you will work for us in the first, let's say, after the first bootcamp. So in the first stage of our incubation program. Yeah. For us, you will mature this prototype and this early MVP, and then you can have the MVP live testing in to pass to stage 2, let's say.
So okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's fine.
The stage 2 for us is the proof, is what we call proof of market. You know, so you know, we. Like this, I cannot tell you more than that. We would like to, maybe if you can send a more detailed question, we can take a deeper look within the team and let you know. What I can tell you is that if it's only one application, it's fine, because we accept you can only be funded once, you know. So
yeah, sure.
And this is the only thing that I can tell you.
No, thank you. Thank you for the answer.
Okay, thank you, Belen. Robert, what type of company expenses are covered by impact funds? Is there any restrictions? So it's a lump sum that you will get, and it covers personal costs, travel costs, and subcontracting. And yes, Belen maybe can complete.
Yes, we are not, as Lucie said, it's a lump sum. So for us, lump sum means that we are paying against deliverables and the startup or the SME reaching the KPIs that are set in the individual mentoring plan. So the type of expenses are again the ones that Lucie says, we are covering them, but we are not asking for any complementary document as invoices or timesheets for the personal cost or I don't know, tickets or things like that. So yes, maybe in the application form you can state how you will use the grant, but just to let the external evaluators know, it should be in line, of course, with the project that you have in mind for your application. So nothing else. Okay, and for the subcontracting part, it's again very small percentage of the lump sum, as you need to fully justify that you are fully capable of carrying out the project by yourselves.
Yeah, thank you. And I have another question from Alex. If we're going to have this employee in August, would it be fine? Again, so if you see in the application form, we're asking in the implementation part, we are asking details about your team. And one of the criteria is that your team has to be composed of at least 2 persons. So yeah, in August would not be fine because the call closed in June. James, what is the plan if we can't travel in September, October? I'm guessing you're talking about the COVID situation. Will it go online? Yes. Bart, the funding will be used for which purpose? We have the capability to develop the product, but if we need extra developers to be on time, yeah, the funding will be used for the purpose of developing your product. So yes, if developers commercialize, commercial people, etc. Sorry, this question has been raised before. It is regarding TRL. What is the max TRL? 7. Eva, is there any financial justification for the use of the received funds, or the results that matter. Yes, Belen just answered that, and yes, we will give the lump sum in 2 payments, and the first payment will be based on the agreement on your IMP, the individual mentoring plan, and the second payment will be based on the achievement of the KPIs and the deliverables that you agreed on, that you would deliver at the stage of defining your IMP. And I think there are no more questions so far.
I would like, Lucie, on my side, I would like just to clarify something regarding the TRL, because we are seeing in the applications that are already being submitted that some SMEs stated that they are having TRL 9. And for us, TRL 9 or 8 even are not relevant for our project. So this needs to be clarified. In the guide for applicants in section 3.4, there is a paragraph stating the technology readiness level. For us, the ideal solutions are placed at least in TRL 5, aiming to reach TRL 7, no? So demonstration and operational environment. So a prototype that could be then developed into an MVP and to be validated in real operational conditions. So this is for us ideal. But with this, we did not preclude the acceptance of projects that have already been demonstrated in operational environment, so have already a TRL 7 and may need to improve or redefine, let's say, the solutions that they have already. So a TRL 7 aiming at be developed at TRL 9, it's fine also. We can accept that. We will need to see also the innovation and how you address the challenges behind. So if it's relevant, really, and fitting for the project. But for us, for the consortium, it's ideal. It's at a TRL 5. Okay. So we are seeing that we have applications already applying with the TRL 9. Maybe we can further clarify the guide for applicants. This is already also explained in the frequently asked questions, but I think it was worth to mention. Okay. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you.
There are other questions. Maybe this one for you, Belen, as well, from Bart. Campaigns for marketing are campaigns for marketing included in expenses of stage 2?
Yes, you can include them. Yes. You can use them. Thank you.
And Sartu, from an eligibility point of view, what are the expectations in terms of IP? Do we need to have applied for a patent? You have to have the ownership, the intellectual property rights of your solution if you apply for that solution. John, can we just go through the phase 1 for validation? I'm not sure I understand. Maybe Belen, you understand it better than me.
Yes, I think that was referring to what I said before. I think that you can, yes, I think you can, maybe you can explain a little bit further, John, but if you have already tested and you want to validate it or change or improve what you have already you can, is what I said before.
Okay, thanks. And Alex, is it okay if the prototype addresses a smaller market, just a part of the final product reach? Yes. Yes, it's okay, because you will then develop your prototype during the program. Don't see more questions. I don't know if Adina or Belen wants to clarify some things, some other things that, yeah, maybe were not so clear.
Yeah, maybe. Hi, Adina here. Maybe regarding the participation to the boot camps. I think that was not a very clear answer, but yes, just to be clear, we will have to have at least one participant from every startup participating there. I think more can participate as well, but at least one is necessary.
Yes, at least one is mandatory. At least one is mandatory. These are the only, let's say, mandatory activities that we have for the incubation and acceleration program to be part of these bootcamps and these trainings, at least one. But if you think that it will be also important for your company or for your product to have more than one person from your team, you can also invite them. This will be paid by yourselves. It's with the lump sum that we are granting. Okay.
Yeah. Belen, I don't know if you can see John question, if you can answer it as well. I meant that we want to validate a new product. If it goes great, we may decide to integrate it on our current product or launch a new one.
Yes, I think I think you can. Yes.
SAF2, our TRL is around 7, but our main challenge is accessing network of teachers and education. Is that a justifiable reason to apply for this program? Belen said that TRL 7 is eligible, so yes, it's fine. Now, last question that was sent by Manuel. I have understood by answers at the beginning that it can only be applied for a challenge, correct? Yes, you can only apply for one challenge. But on the web, it says the startups can offer solutions that aim to address one or more of the challenges mentioned. Can you please clarify? Yeah, so in your application, you will have to choose one challenge. But of course, if your solution addresses more, then you can also specify. And if there are no more questions, I think we can conclude here. Belen, Adina, is there any more things you would like to clarify maybe?
No, something on my side, please take a deep look at the guide for applicants and the frequently asked questions, all the open call documents. A lot of information is there. It will help you to build a good application. Take a look at what we are asking in the application form so that the external evaluators will, of course, we have limits of characters and we cannot make a very long application proposal, let's say, but try to use what you have already available on our side for the open call documents to build a good application for the external evaluations, the evaluators to assess, okay? And take a very, very good look also on how to explain how you are targeting the challenges that we are looking for, okay? So this is just a piece of advice on our side for you. And thanks a lot for your interest in the project. And if you have any other questions, you can always reach us. We are happy to help.
Yeah, Belen, I think there's one last question from Stefano. Do we have to sign an IP or patent something during the program development?
You need to have already the IPs. You mean the ownership? It's already yours, let's say, and we'll stay with, let's say, with you. And you need to be eligible. You need to have the IP rights to develop the prototype, okay, and commercialize the technology in the market.
Yeah. Florine is asking if we're going to publish the recording. Yes, we will, and we'll send you the link to all the participants. Adina, do you want to add something?
Yeah, just a big thank you, well, to Lucie and Belen, and also to the participants, and good luck to all those applying. We are looking forward to receiving their applications.
Thanks, Adina. Thanks, everyone, for attending, and thank you for your interest. And yes, I see there are other questions coming, but maybe you can send it to the email address because we have to finish now. Yes, so thank you very much, and we will send you the recording and the slides, and yes, we will maybe see you in Pitch Day. Thanks a lot, and yes, goodbye everyone.